You want to turn your offer into an intelligence test. Like, you'd have to be an absolute imbecile to say no to this. It's no longer an offer, it's an IQ test. This is the most important point. And for some reason, this is one of those things that non-pros don't get the importance.
Is this new Alex Hormozi book just another scam? Alex Hormozi, who I think many of you might be familiar with, released a book called $100 Million Offers. If you don't know him, Alex has a YouTube channel with over 1.6 million subscribers, and he posts a lot of videos on business and gym advice. I never interacted with Alex before, so when I delved into $100 million offers, I didn't know what to expect, but I hoped it wouldn't be a forgettable book like many others. And there is a lot of mediocre content these days, particularly in the business niche. So with that in mind, I will share some of my thoughts and notes on Alex's book with you guys. Watch till the end for my final assessment of Alex Hormozi's book.
Your offer is what you use to attract customers, and it's what you use to differentiate yourself from the market, right? If your offer does not appear different, then guess what? Neither do you, and you're pretty much invisible. This was something that actually was new to me. Never really thought about this before. One of the easiest ways to instantly convey you're different is to have a very different type of offer. If the offer itself is so different, you don't have to tell anyone you're different. Differentiated equals value-driven purposes. When something is differentiated or value-driven, according to Alex, it can't be compared to any other product or service. If your offer is so different, what that does is it forces your prospect to stop and think differently to assess the value of your differentiated offer that is selling your differentiated product. We want to make an offer that's so different that you can skip the awkward explanation of why your product is different. I'd never heard that before, and I thought that was really smart. Okay, massive pain. And in lean, we're looking for a problem that is in search of a solution. We're not just looking for a problem. We're looking for a problem that people are actively looking to solve and not really having any great solution out there. Okay, so massive pain. They must not want, but they must desperately need what I'm offering. The degree of the pain will be proportional to the price that you'll be able to charge. The pain is the pitch. If you can articulate the pain a prospect is feeling accurately, they will almost always buy what you're offering. That is totally true. That is one of the ideas behind one of the quotes that I've shared more than probably any other quote, which is that which is most personal is most general. So the shortcut to being able to describe your prospect's pain is to think of your own. And oftentimes everyone is suffering from the same thing. Purchasing power, obviously, you want to be in a market that can afford to buy your stuff. Easy to target and growing, right? A growing market makes growing your business 10 times easier than trying to grow a business in a market that's not growing or in a market that is contracting. Three main markets that will always exist. This is true. This is anyone in direct response would tell you this, and it's health, wealth, and relationships, or health, wealth, and sex, or potency, or etc. Starving crowd is more important than the offer strength, which is more important than persuasion skills. Tend to agree with that. It helped us know exactly who we were speaking to at all times and exactly whose problems we were solving. This is the most important point. And for some reason, this is one of those things that non-pros don't get the importance. It is so much easier for you to make a great offer if you're really clear on who you're making that offer to. And it's so much more incredibly difficult to create a solid offer. Forget about like an amazing offer. A solid offer when you know nothing about your prospects. And so what turns an offer into a heat-seeking missile getting you customers is being precisionally focused on exactly that one customer type or avatar or persona. Think about Steal Our Winners. With Steal Our Winners, think about, let's say, 3 different avatars or personas, right? Entrepreneur, agency owner, media buyer. All three are represented in our customer base. But how I would go about selling any specific one of those would be very different than how I would sell the others. And I could do a much better job if I know I'm talking to agency owners, talking about what Steal Our Winners can do for their agency and for their clients, and getting more clients and getting better results for those clients than how I would talk to an entrepreneur, right? Because an entrepreneur, now I'm going to be talking about finding the one tactic that you can immediately put in place that will immediately give your business a payoff. I'm going to talk totally differently. And so I think that most entrepreneurs and marketers, because of the perceived effort to create a persona, thinking that they will shortcut the process by not doing that, in fact, make the whole job so much more difficult. The goal should be to charge as much money for your products or services as humanly possible. There's value and there's price, right? The simplest way to close that gap is to lower your price, but that is the wrong decision for businesses. The reason people buy anything is to get a deal. They believe what they are getting, value, is worth more than what they are giving in exchange for price. The simplest way to increase the gap between price to value is by lowering the price, although that's the wrong decision for pretty much every business. In fact, you should charge as much as possible. You are competing a lot less on price than you realize. Most business owners are not competing on price or value. When you decrease your price, I agree with all of these. You decrease your client's emotional investment. It's why I used to tell friends who wanted to go through my coaching program, if you want to do that and you want me to treat you like a client, here's what I recommend. Pay me. And when you finish the course, I'll give you your money back. But if you don't finish it, I'll keep it as a motivation to finish. This way, I'm not wasting my time answering your questions and coaching you on something that you're not committed to. I want people emotionally invested. If they're going to have to do work, they better be emotionally invested. It decreases your client's perceived value. When you decrease your price, it also decreases the perceived value in the minds of your prospects because it requires less commitment. Because they're not as invested, they will get worse results and it destroys your margin. The more invested they are, the more likely they are to achieve the positive result. Therefore, it follows that if you care about your customers, you should get them as invested as humanly possible. Grand Slam offer only becomes valuable once the prospect perceives the increase in likelihood of achievement, perceives the decrease in time delay, perceives the decrease in effort and sacrifice. You really have to recognize that you are in the business of helping your customers get an outcome. They're not buying your thing for your thing. And the less they have to do to get to that outcome, the better your offer is. You want to turn your offer into an intelligence test. Like, you'd have to be an absolute imbecile to say no to this. It's no longer an offer, it's an IQ test, because most purchases are not the end goal. They're a means of getting to that end goal. So instead of saying like what they're going to discover while they're going through this, right? Talk to them about what they'll be able to do, what they'll be able to know, how they'll feel, etc., after they've completed this. So we're taking the emphasis of the focus on not the having to do the work, but on actually the outcomes of having done the work. In other words, you have to connect the dots for your prospects and the people that you want to be customers. You have to get them to see that the likelihood of success is much higher with you, that they have less to do to get that success with you, that it will happen in a shorter amount of time with you. And so these are all the critical elements that you really have to work on in the minds of your prospects. I increasingly approach problems to find psychological solutions rather than logical ones. Like the Uber thing, the logical solution would be get the car there as fast as humanly possible. That's a logical solution. The psychological solution is show people where the car is currently and its progress, and people will find the wait more enjoyable and therefore won't have a problem with it. So it's things like that. The logical solution is always the straightforward approach. The straightforward approach approach has probably already been tried and has been taken to the point where taking it any further would not make financial sense. And so the psychological elements are often very cheap and can be more effective.
In a nutshell, Alex's book nails the basics of crafting a solid offer. But if after watching this video, you feel like your offer misses the mark and you're stuck with it, there's hope. You can still salvage the situation by writing a good copy. Even the best of offers can go unnoticed if not communicated effectively. A persuasive copy can amplify your message, resonate with your audience, and drive conversions. You can check out my videos on $1 million copywriting tips that will transform your business. I'll include the link at the end of this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more insights. To higher profits and beyond.